What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the video. Let's go. All right, what is up? So we're getting into the sprint session. A little chilly out today. Some snow on the ground for Monday, but I love these aesthetics, you know? Sun's coming up, sun's rising, golden hours upon us. You know, if it's cold out, you just gotta bundle up, throw on some layers. You can always take them off. But as far as the speed work, just warmed up. Now we're getting into doing some 20-yard sprints with a 1-yard build. So essentially start a yard behind so I can use the timing gates. We'll do 3 of those to kind of continue to warm up. They'll be all out, but kind of get some accelerations in. And then the main gist, we're gonna do some flying sprints. So flying sprint, you're gonna build up speed. Today I'm gonna do it for 30 yards, so progressively build up speed. Once I hit that 30, from that 30 to 40, I wanna be at top speed, I wanna maintain that. So some acceleration work to start, where you're obviously building up speed, and then some max velocity or top end speed where you're maintaining that top speed. So should be a fun one, a little chilly out, but feeling good in these warm-ups. And I think I got a little wind in my favor today, so let's take advantage of it. All right, we are back from that sprint session, about to head to the gym pretty shortly, probably an hour or so. So I'm gonna show my pre-workout meal that I have every day before I work out. And I've shown it a million times, but I've never actually shown the process of making it because it's so complex. You just gotta throw a bunch of ingredients in a bowl. Kidding, it is 3 things and it is the simplest thing ever. So let's get it rolling. So as I said, this meal is literally just 3 things. It's Greek yogurt. These have been my go-to. These Chobani, 20 grams. I think they're newer, or at least they're new where I live. But they've been awesome. The Oikos ones are also really good. The Oikos Pro 20 grams. Again, they have 20 grams protein each serving, which is really good. 140 calories, 20 grams protein. I like doing this devious little thing right here. Well, I could take a mixed berry, which we got here. A little cherry berry, excuse me. And I'll mix it with the vanilla guy. So vanilla, cherry berry. Because usually I just do 2 vanillas. But this combo right here, or I'll do 2 cherry berries, but it's either too much cherry berry or too much vanilla. Now when you combine the 2, you get something that looks and tastes phenomenal. So we get the 2 yogurts right there. We get them mixing. We get them the color changing right there. And we take a granola of choice. So I usually get the kind granola. You usually get the peanut butter. And I thought this was a peanut butter one at the grocery store the other day. And I was like, oh, they just changed the color of it. And then when I got home, I was like, oh, it's almond butter. It's sort of the same macros. It actually tastes very good. It's just a little different than usual. Usually what I do, I think a serving is like 30 grams. I generally just take a handful and throw it in there. And usually probably get anywhere between like 30 and 40 grams. Like I'll go a little more. What is that? Let's go like 38 grams. So a little more. So we'll go 37 grams there. And then I'll just take honey. I don't know, it's grocery store honey. Honey's all the same. 60 grams. Or what is it? 60 calories for 1 serving, like 21 grams. So I usually do like 1 serving of that sucker. Ooh, that's way more than a serving. That's fine. We need some carbs. So there's like a serving and a half, 30 grams right there. So those are the 3 ingredients. Super simple, nothing too complex right there. But this meal, usually pretty freaking delicious, especially before you work out, like the macros, and I'll throw it on the screen. It's like 45 grams of protein, minimal fats, you know, carbs and protein before you train. Super good. And then I'll also go just use Transparent Labs electrolytes. Use code Dylan, save 10%. I like the Arctic Freeze. It tastes a lot like the Gatorade Arctic Freeze. If you've had that, if you like that flavor. So throw those in, eat that, and then of course I'll have some caffeine, and then we'll get rolling. All right, what is up? I just got to the gym. I'm actually in the sauna because I am freezing. I never actually use the sauna. I need to use it more because it's awesome, but I am freezing today. So I'm gonna sit here until like I'm just about to sweat. You know, sip on my freaking caffeine. Some rain, baby. We're going watermelon today. I'm also doubling today. I'll probably have one halfway through. I did that last leg day and it was awesome. But leg day today, we'll start with some jumps, some kneeling vertical jumps, get some quality reps there, and then we're gonna do this overcoming isometric, which I'll show you, which is super cool to do, kind of potentiate yourself. and then you got heavy back squats, heavy RDLs, heavy reverse lunges, and then some probably accessory, probably do some leg extensions and some hamstring curls, some calf raises. Should be a fun one. All right, getting into the jump. So doing the kneeling jump into a vertical jump. So typically, if you see me, I do a hurdle. I'll set up a hurdle and jump over it because I love having an external thing to jump over to challenge yourself. Today, I'm gonna do it a little differently. I'm actually gonna use the ledge right there. It's about 10 feet. So use that and try to touch it. So I love, especially with jump work, in order to get max intent, having like an external cue, whether that's a hurdle or something to jump over or something to reach for, really helps drive intent because you want to challenge yourself, you know, obviously like pride, you want to touch it every time or you want to clear that hurdle and get higher and higher. Also, it's easier to measure to make sure, you know, if you don't have like a Vertimax or you don't have a thing you can jump on a jump pad, you can have something to go off of. So I'm gonna change it up today. I'm actually gonna reach for that as opposed to jump over the hurdle. Super excited. We'll get that kneeling jump, land straight into that vertical jump, try to get as high as possible.
Getting born in the state of Mississippi, Papa was a copper and the mama was a hippie. In Alabama, she was swinging a hammer. Price you gotta pay when you break the panorama. She never knew that there was anything more than gold. What in the world does your company take me for? Black bandana, sweet Louisiana, robbing on a bank in the state of Indiana. She's a runner, rebel and a stunner. On the merry way saying, baby, what you gonna? Looking down the barrel of a hot metal 45. Just another way to survive.
Alright, those jumps were super fun. Having that external cue, like a hurdle or something to reach for, it really challenges you and forces you to want to jump as high as possible. So those are fun to do. Next thing I'll do, and this is before I squat, and I haven't done these in a little bit, but like kind of played around with it. They're called overcoming isometrics. So what you do is you're kind of set up in a rack, grab a barbell, and you're gonna push into an immovable object. So what you can do is you can use the pins or the J-cups, and you're just gonna push as hard as you can, as hard as humanly possible into it, to really potentiate yourself. So you could do this before a deadlift, you could do a pull, you could do before a squat, before a bench, you kind of like mimic the movement. And these are really good because you can produce so much force because you're pushing as hard as humanly possible into something that's not gonna move, produce a shit ton of force. It potentiates you before you do that heavy lift. So I'm gonna do it for prior to squats today. Haven't done these in a little bit. Was doing them throughout the summer, and I was doing it with a contrast period where I'd pair it with like a weighted jump. But today I'm just gonna do them on their own and pair it kind of with a back squat. The biggest thing with them though is kind of max intensity. So you want to ease into it, kind of rev up the engine, and then go as hard as you can for like the 3 to 5 seconds. And then I'll go 3 reps there. So I'll push into the pins as hard as possible, take about 2 seconds to ramp up, and then hold it max intensity for 3 seconds. I'll come down, rest about 5 seconds, do that again, rest 5 seconds, do that again. So 3 reps would be 1 set. Then I'll take like a 3-minute rest, so I'll do 3 total rounds of that. So pretty fatiguing too. Also drink some water. Like I always get a little dizzy when I do them, but they're fun to do. I'm gonna do them also with a squat. You can do them at different ranges of motion. So you can do it, maybe you struggle with the lockout, you can do more further lockout, maybe you struggle with the bottom, you can do it with the bottom. Whenever I miss a squat, it's usually like right above, slightly coming above parallel, it's right there. So I'm gonna do it kind of mimic that at that lower range, slightly above parallel and really force it out. So some to play around with, some to throw in some max power work. I would do it, you know, before your main strength work when you're freshest, and use it as a potentiation tool. You can pair it with a jump as well. They're fun to do. If you're interested, look into them. Just type in overcoming isometrics. So I'll get resources out there, but I'll get rolling.
gifted animator, one for the now and 11 for the later. Never made it up to Minnesota. North Dakota man with a gun for the quota. Down in the Badlands, she was.
All right, just finished those squats. Just such a freaking huge one right there. 495 for 4x3. I'm freaking stoked with it, and I think it's because of those overcoming isos. So definitely try those out because the bar felt like I was flying off my back. Because when you gotta push into something as hard as possible, an immovable object, you don't feel there's so much tension there that when you put a bar, it's kind of a good cue too. Like when I'm squatting that heavy weight, or heavy for me, when I'm coming out of the hole where I kind of like would miss a rep, I just think about pushing to the ground as hard as possible, similar to those isos. So I definitely started implementing those. I'm glad I added those back because those felt great. Now, obviously doing them correctly, there's enough. It's not too fatiguing, but I think that 3 sets right there were awesome. So those squats flew up. The bar felt like it was flying off the back. It's similar to like if you ever play baseball and you're on the on-deck circle, you put a little donut on your bat, and you swung it and it felt heavier, then you take it off, and your bat now feels lighter. Stuff just feels lighter. You potentiate yourself. You're able to recruit more motor units, more muscle fibers, which in turn can help you lift heavier. So that's a cool little trick to use. You can also, again, I talked about you can use it on a bench press. You can use it on like a pull for like a deadlift. So play around with those. They're definitely super fun to do. So 4x3 there, I'm fucking stoked. Now it's time. Heavy RDLs and then reverse lunges. Today I'm gonna do kind of like a descending pyramid. So I'll go down in reps, up in weight with each set. So for the RDLs, I'm gonna go 8, 6, 4, 4. So essentially it's going up from the 8 to 6 and then 2 sets of 4 at the same weight, and then reverse lunges, I'm gonna go 6, 5, 4. Go there and then finish with accessories, but man, nothing like finishing your squats. Get a good squat session, I can't beat it. Freaking go. Man, there's nothing better than lifting heavy on a leg day. Just put a barbell on your back, put a barbell in your hand, ripping it. A good day, fuck yeah. But anyways, we'll finish with some accessories. Sorry for all the swearing there. Honestly, let's get fired up. But did some seated hamstring curls here. I'll probably do some leg extensions after and then some calf raises. Some accessory work. Yeah, I love doing seated hamstring curls. It's my favorite hamstring curl variation. I was doing like glute ham raises. I sort of feel confident with them. I just feel like I'm doing them wrong. And these are awesome. I'm also doing them a little differently today. I'm like holding in the front of it. Playing around with it. It kind of feels the same as doing it regularly, going out to the handles, but I saw a couple videos of people kind of doing it that way. kind of get a bigger stretch. And I would say maybe I get a little more at the bottom, as opposed to like when you're leaning back, I can't really bring my heel to butt, whereas I feel like I can bring my heel to butt more, but I don't think it's a huge difference in between, so I don't have to like obsess over it. I mean, you already know what I'm about to say. Whenever I get in my car after lifting, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. There is nothing better. I mean, that was a great lift today, even after a bad lift. Whatever it is, there's nothing better than training. There's nothing better than working out. I freaking love it. I've been doing it for 13 years, and I get fired up to do it every time. It's like, just to have this obsession and passion. I'm just so fortunate, and that's why I take it, I try to do more and more, and just never take it for granted, because man, I fucking love working out. I just freaking I love the process. I just love it. I love going in, having to get psyched up to squat, hitting a weight that you haven't hit in forever, and just getting psyched up for that and getting that momentum, getting that confidence. I like having those bad days, because then these good days feel even better. It's such an addicting process to work out. So if you guys are into working, which I assume you are if you watch my videos, because it is fitness related, just, try to find that passion. Try to find what part of exercise you like. Maybe you're different. Maybe you really enjoy lifting heavy. Maybe you really enjoy more of that hybrid style. Maybe you enjoy jumping, sprinting, whatever it is. Maybe you enjoy all of it like I do. But I don't know, just try to be passionate about it. Try to just be excited to get after it. Obviously, you're not gonna be motivated every time. I'm rarely motivated to go train. But as you get going, certain elements motivate you, and you get fired up, and you hit those little things, and it's just so addicting. It's just so cool to see, just obviously his gradual progression over 13 years, and like the kid who started lifting when I was in 8th grade, that passion is still there, and it's never wavered. It just gets stronger and stronger. Now I get to share that with others. I'm super fortunate. And kind of going off that, like, I was going through like my 2025 goals, kind of writing them out, and I've not really written many of my goals out before. And the ones I have, though, I wrote out goals last year, 2024, not the beginning. I wrote them March 9th, and I'll put a picture of it. But my goal at the time, that's when I first started posting on social media. March, I think it was March 26th. I first started posting on social media, like probably 2 weeks before. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start posting every day. Made this bet with my friends, and I started posting every day. I remember right at the time, I was like, my goals by the end of 2024 was to have 10,000 followers on Instagram, was to post at least 3 times a week, and was to just like have insightful quality posts that I felt that I liked. It was cool looking back in 2025, because obviously, I had 116,000 followers at the end of the year on Instagram, which is just surreal how many people that is. Like, I think sometimes I take it for granted because it happens so quickly, but I'm so fortunate, so blessed to have that. It's so cool to have that platform. And then insightful posts, like every one of my posts, I think that's one big thing I've done with content, is like, I kind of, I've talked about it. I have this perfectionism mindset, especially when it comes to working out. I always think, all right, I have to have the perfect plan, the perfect routine. If one thing goes out of order, this all or nothing, then it's broken. And, I've gotten better at like fixing that, but sometimes it comes back. But for example, with content creation, I just never had that. Like, I think one good thing about that is knowing you're bad at something and like knowing you're at the beginner levels, it just like takes all the pressure off it. So I never recorded myself. I never video edited. I've never did voiceovers. I never made thumbnails or anything. So I think when I first started making content, I was like, I'm set my camera up, record myself lifting, make a little reel out of it, post it on Instagram. And I think not obsessing over it at first, where it's like, oh, it has to be perfect. I have to have the perfect camera angles, a perfect transition, this and that. You only know what you know, and I didn't know how to do any of that. So I think that's what really helped me. It's like, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna post that, and then you start building momentum, start building, I'm posting 3 times a week, and then it comes 5, and then it comes every day, and then now I post twice a day, every single day, and you can always build upon stuff. Really, as cheesy as it is, it just starts small. Just build that momentum, that ball gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can always do a little more, but you can't expect to be like, all right, I'm gonna post twice a day, do this when you've never done it before, gradually build up that progress, and not be so obsessed with being a perfectionist, I'm sure like my videos now, like I'm sure I'm excited to watch my videos now from a year from now, from 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because they're only gonna get better, and that's the exciting process. I watched one of my videos, I think it was from like April of this year. The quality of audio was horrible. The camera was pretty bad, all this and that, but guess what? At that time, that was a high quality video for me. And you can, just get better and better and better, and it's so addicting. Similar to working out, you lift 405, and then you lift 455, then you lift 495, then you lift 550, it's just adding on. You can always get better, and it's just that long-term process. It's not gonna happen overnight. You slowly transition. So yeah, I just so going off those goals, it's like 2024 was like probably the best year of my life. Like something happened that I never even thought could happen, ever. Social media and getting to do this as like my job, and getting to sell workout plans and making an LLC and all this and that, and like having people watch my videos, and that was never even a thought in my head, because for the longest time I was just so unconfident and had such low self-esteem in myself, because I just at a young age, I think I just started believing in these things, and they just became such a part of me that I just like, oh, I'll never, I'm not athletic. I remember in high school and college, I was like, or middle school, high school, I was like, I can't call myself an athlete because I'm not the best athlete on the team. I'm kind of an average athlete, or I can't call myself this because I'm not the best at it. But one thing I guess I've always been good at is working out, like obsessed with it from the get-go, from the start, and it's like never wavered. And that's why, I get so passionate speaking about it. And, I think realizing that, like my phone background, I've shown it a million times, it's that quote where it's, you don't become confident by showing affirmations in the mirror, but by having an undeniable stack of proof. There you are who you say you are, outwork your self-doubt. And I remember like seeing that quote in March, and like something flipped, because it's like, for me, I always had this imposter syndrome, like, oh, I can't post on social media, I'm not smart enough, I'm not athletic enough, I'm not jacked enough, this and that. And it was kind of like, because I always wanted to be better and better, it's like, oh, I could be more jacked, more athletic, smarter. Whereas it's like, I think I had to realize, like, bro, your stack of undeniable proof is 12 years of training, of being so fucking consistent with it, obsessed with it, doing the small things that, people don't do, that you take for granted, and just building that confidence, like, yeah, dude, I do have that. I do that every day. I do all these small things that other people aren't. And then you start seeing other people on social media, and you're like, if they can do it, why can't I? And that's not to knock them. I have nothing but respect for people that like built their platforms to millions of followers, because it's hard work, and it's hats off to them. But it's also like, well, if they can do it, why can't I? You just got to know it's gonna be a long-term process. And so, I'm really glad, like in March, I finally went forward and I started posting, and then to see that growth over the past year has been extraordinary. And I say it because momentum is such a real thing. You build up that small, and it just gets bigger and bigger. You have that momentum. And like, I'm just so excited for this year, because it's like, I'm eager. I want stuff to happen now. But, applying working out to everything in your life, where it's like, all right, it's a gradual process. You win day by day, you win week by week, and then that adds up. And I think the same thing with like what I'm doing now. It's like, oh, I want to work out with all these people. I want to work with these brands. I want to continue to inspire more people, get a camera person, make better content, this and that. But hey, it doesn't happen overnight, gradually progress. And I think that's the exciting part, is like, I know there's so many big things that are going to happen, because I think I have the things in place. I have what I'm doing now, I just got to continue doing it. And that's not to say like, oh, I'm the perfect routine. No, I'm always trying to get better. And there are a lot of stuff I need to work on and continue to get better. But I've only started to notice that because of this base I've got. So you can always kind of add more. So kind of going off that, just building that momentum day by day, let that ball roll down that hill, just continue to build. So yeah, I mean, if you guys got any 2025 goals, I'll say like some of my performance goals and personal goals. I want to dunk a basketball. I think I'll be really cool. I want to challenge myself with that. Like in the summertime, like June 1st, Memorial Day, I want to be like sub 8% body fat. Latest I was 8.9. So try to get sub 8% body fat. I want to squat 550. I want to, this one might be an eager one. This one's kind of ambitious, like a 396 clean. That would be like end of the year if I could hit that. But more of those goes, my squat, dunk a basketball, run a sub 4.65 40 laser times. So kind of a lot of different performance ones. Aesthetically, like kind of 8% body fat by the start of the summer. I want to increase my arm size, so I actually got to do my pre-measurement. I have a little tape measure actually in here. Got to do it with it, and then just increase that, and then just continue to get better with those performance goals. And I put them kind of quarter by quarter, so I have like the first 3 months, second 3 months, third 3 months, fourth 3 months, and then kind of what I want. I have a performance and a physique goal for each. And then kind of just personal, like I want to be better at reaching out, kind of using my platform and like reaching out to other people and kind of build relationships with people. And then also, that perfectionism mindset, like trying to be better, like, hey, take what I've done with social media, how I didn't have the perfectionism mindset, and apply it to other aspects of my life where I have that. And I think, continue to do that, just continue to get better, be a good person. But yeah, some ambitious kind of physical goals where it's like, they all revolve around getting stronger, getting more powerful, get more jacked, because that's the way I like to train. And I'm excited to see another year of training and kind of building upon those. So if you guys got any 2025 goals, I'd love to hear them. Love to put them in the comments if you got them. Be super stoked to see them. If you want to share them with me, I think putting them out there, kind of fires you up. Other people can motivate you. So feel free to share them in the comments. Would love to see them. But probably a long little 10-minute rant is what it is. I wouldn't say rant, 10-minute car talk at the end of this session. But again, just be passionate about something and man, realize how fortunate you are to work out and how awesome it is. And you got another year. It's 2025, baby. It's crazy. 2025. I'm 26 years old, living this great life. So yeah, I believe in you guys. I know you guys got big goals. I know you guys are going to get after it. So appreciate everyone watching. Appreciate everyone commenting as always. The support means the world. I love whenever you guys comment. It really truly means everything. So I'll see you in the next one. Keep getting after it. Keep getting jacked. Keep getting athletic. Keep doing the damn thing. Let's go. Thanks for watching.